There is a lot that goes into a Pokemon game when it comes to the various amount of Pokemon, the various amount of trainers, and of course the various amount of dialogue that these trainers say. Most of these trainers, actually probably not even most of them, some of these trainers say some important things to progress the story, let you know some interesting things about Pokemon history, but some NPCs just say whatever comes to mind. One of the more popular weird NPC quotes comes from the Generation 1 Pokemon games, which also appeared again in Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is the infamous old man in front of Erica's gym who just peeps in saying, hee, this gym is great, it's full of women, being a little bit creepy. This was actually changed in Let's Go, where he says this gym is full of strong trainers or something along the lines of that instead, which I think was kind of interesting and probably one of the more infamous cases of weird NPC quotes. There's also the infamous youngsters, which are most notably in the Generation 1 and Generation 2 games. One of the more popular youngsters comes from the Red and Blue games, where he says, hi, I like shorts, they're comfy and easy to wear, which again is one of the more popular quotes. Kind of a weird thing to say. Don't really know if this is like a lost translation or why he says this, but this guy, at least a similar trainer, even appears in X and Y, where you have another youngster who says, whenever I'm feeling down after losing a battle, I just think, at least I've got my shorts. So I'm not really sure what Nintendo or Game Freak's fixation with the shorts, but we have a lot of trainers through various Pokemon games who seem to really like their shorts. And then going here into the 4th generation games, we have Pokemon Platinum. We have a random NPC who was one of the karate guys saying, I've made it this far in life using the karate I learned off of the internet. I don't even know what else to say about that one. This was actually one of my favorites. I didn't even know this existed until I started making this video, but this is from the X and Y Battle Maison, I believe. You have a gentleman here, and this is what he says when he defeats you. How's that? Owned sucka. This might actually be my favorite NPC quote in any Pokemon game, just because you don't expect this guy to say that to you at all. It's also something that probably isn't seen very much, since I'm sure not that many people go this far into the Battle Maison, let alone lose the Battle Maison to even prompt this message. This is another one of the more popular ones. This comes from the Generation 5 games, where you have a swimmer female class trainer saying, if I'm wearing a bikini, where do I put my Pokeballs? Tee-hee, woman's secret. So take that as you will. I don't know exactly what she means. There is another NPC we'll go across later on in the video who says something similar, so I'm not really sure again with what Pokemon or Game Freak's fixation is with Pokeballs and bikinis, and shorts for that matter, but we have this. This is a classic. This is just Guzma saying y'all are stupid. I actually thought this was fake when I first saw it. This is real, and this is great. This is actually one that I found on Twitter that sort of inspired this video. This was posted by some random meme account, and you have an NPC construction worker guy in what looks like a Sun and Moon game. I believe that's actually near the town. That might be the battle tree, actually, looking at the background now that I think about it. And he says, if my boss finds out about this, first I'll be fired, then my wife will divorce me, all because you beat him in a Pokemon battle, which is rather interesting. I don't know why he would get fired from his job if he lost a Pokemon battle, because it does look like he's some sort of construction worker based on the hard hat, so I'm guessing his boss just doesn't want you to lose Pokemon battles. Here we have another creepy message. I've noticed a lot of these are actually coming from X and Y. I have about 20 or so of these, and a lot of them are from X and Y. So this guy, random Pokemon breeder, says, I like to bury my face in the fur around Tauros's neck and take a big whiff of its scent. I don't know what else to say about that other than I don't want to know what else you do with Tauros. Now there's also a few quotes like this which happen to be more sad or deep, so to say. So you have a trainer in what looks like Diamond Pearl or Platinum. It looks like it's in that resort area kind of near Sunny Shore City. I forget the actual name of this area. I don't think it actually has a pop-up menu town name, but it says, I'd rather be in a pool than the sea, which is fair. I think a lot of us would agree with that. And then she says, the salty tang of the sea salt tastes like my tears after a hard day at work. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea to put this as a quote. I mean, it's not like a bad quote. It's not like anything bad's gonna happen out of this, but it's kind of weird to see that this quote actually exists in a real Pokemon game. Now we move on to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. We have a guy in one of the battle mazes, battle mansions, whatever. It looks like you're standing next to Steven, actually, if that's not Steven, if I'm mistaken. And he says, my Pokemon are all extremely rare ones that I acquired on the black market. So I don't know exactly what Pokemon this guy has. I don't know what he's even talking about. What Pokemon can you get on the black market? He's talking about Game Corner Pokemon? Because I'm pretty sure in the Generation 1 games, the Game Corner prize Pokemon were technically black market Pokemon because it was run by Team Rocket, but this kind of makes me think he might have like a Mew or something. And here we have more of Pokemon's fixation with shorts. We have another youngster in Sun and Moon who says, I gotta catch more Pokemon. Pokemon with cool knees aren't so neat. I don't know what Pokemon he's talking about. Like, what Pokemon even really have knees? Like, I guess, like, Machamp has knees, and any Pokemon that sort of resembles a human like that, you know, you got Sawk and Throw, they have knees, so I guess he's looking for one of those Pokemon with knees. I guess he likes them because they can wear shorts. Are there any Pokemon that wear shorts? I guess Machamp kind of wears shorts. I don't know if really shorts or an underwear, but he has a belt, which is holding something up, I guess. This is actually one of my favorites. I actually tweeted this quote out a few days ago when I first saw it, but it says, "I may be bad and stupid, but I'm serious about Pokemon." And this is a quote that I think so many of us can relate to. Yet another quote that comes from the Pokemon X and Y Battle Maze. Just a gold mine in the Battle Maze. I've noticed that in Fire Red and Leaf Green as well, there's the Battle Tower, which is similar to the Battle Maze. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think that's how it's called. Maison. You know what I'm talking about. And there's a lot of weird quotes in that game as well, except they're all in caps, which is even funnier. So this is a message that you see if you defeat a Swimmerk female class trainer, and she says, "Arg, it's cause Pyukumuku gets stuck to my behind." I don't know what else to think about that. I don't know, like, I've never seen anything else similar to this. Maybe this girl and the guy who likes putting his face in a Toro should meet up or something, because they seem to have some sort of, you know, fixation on Pokemon touching them or touching Pokemon. So you do you, Swimmer Girl, you do you. This is another classic, actually. I'm sure a lot of you guys might know about this one, but this is from a Psychic Trainer, and I believe Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, who says, "Wow, you and your Pokemon's power levels are incredible. They're over 9,000 for sure," which, of course, is a nice little shout-out to Dragon Ball Z. Everybody knows this meme. One of the most famous memes. I've been around the internet for, like, ever. If I'm not mistaken, I believe in the Japanese version, it's actually supposed to be 8,000, and just the mistranslation to be 9,000, so I think it's kind of funny that ended up becoming even more of a meme now. Not sure if that's a meme in Japan. I'm curious to know, is the over 9,000 or over 8,000 for that matter a meme in Japan as it is in, you know, the United States and the rest of the world? I have no idea. And here we have a Generation 1 quote again. Generation 1 has a lot of creepy stuff, so you have a trainer, I believe they're called the Channelers, in the Lavender Mansion, who just says, "Give me blood." So, of course, in the early Pokemon games, Pokemon wasn't as big as it is now. It was the first Pokemon. They didn't know what was going to come of it. A lot of the time, whenever they release a game that's first in the series, they don't know it's going to be big, of course. So, I'm sure when they released this game, they had no idea it would be released internationally and how big Pokemon would be. Because imagine if we had a quote like this in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, who you walked up to a trainer and they just said, "Give me blood." That would spark so much controversy. Like, honestly, I feel like if Pokemon Red and Blue were released today, and they had, like, the same principle, like, no really different translations. It's not like Let's Go. I mean, I'm talking about straight up Red and Blue released today. It wouldn't go over nearly as well. This is a good one. I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this through various games they play. Usually in Pokemon games, specifically, there's a lot of times where you have trainers, just people or Pokemon, whatever, just blocking a path for no specific reason, usually because you have to trigger some other events in order to make those players move, so you can then progress in the game. In this one, in Pokemon Black and White 2, I believe, you have a row of guys who just say, "Today we're dancing for no reason, someday we'll disappear for no reason." So I guess they couldn't think of a good, valid reason to have people blocking this area to prevent you from progressing the game. So they just had people dancing for no reason because they couldn't think of anything else, which I just love that. This one, I don't even know if this one's real, to be honest. I just found this on Google. So it looks like this is X and Y. Again, you're in the Battle Maison, doing double battles. You have a group of people who say, "Ew, don't tell me this is one of those regions. You expect me to tip those plebs." I don't know exactly what you thought, but this might be one of the restaurants, actually, because I know in Lumio City and in X and Y, there's a lot of different restaurants where you can do a lot of battles, so maybe it's in there. And seeing the word plebs actually used in a Pokemon game is just crazy. I'm not exactly sure where this quote is taking place. I think it might be the power plant. I'm not 100% sure. This might actually be, what's his name? The Cinnabar Island Gym, now that I think about it. Actually, I think that is the Cinnabar Gym, because isn't that one of those question machines? I'm not really sure. But you have a guy who must be part of Team Rocket, because he says, "I get this uncontrollable urge to steal other people's Pokemon. I don't know why you're saying this, I don't know why you're telling this to me, and I don't know why Blaine has you in his gym if you steal Pokemon." Another one that I think we can all relate to, we have a youngster in what looks like Sun and Moon, putting their arms in the air saying, "I'm too young for math." I don't know why they say this, it's just kind of random, because a lot of times with these NPCs, they just say like maybe 2 or 3 lines at the most when you battle them. And I think that's one of the greatest things about Pokemon is you have so many different trainers, so many different NPCs, and like you gotta give them text, but you can't give them all relevant text. So you have things like this where you just have a youngster saying, "I'm too young for math," for no reason. And last but not least, we have yet another quote from X and Y. Probably the most quotes we've had in this video were from X and Y. Didn't really expect that before going into this, but we have a trainer hiding in the grass who says, "You're definitely the leader type. like the protagonist of a game or something. Breaking the fourth wall, which is the first, I think it's the only instance in this video that we're breaking the fourth wall. It's also the only actual quote that I've seen break the fourth wall, so that's kind of a funny quote to see. I haven't seen one of these like this before. There's also quite a lot of quotes like this. I only have like 20 or so. I mean, I could go on forever talking about all these quotes from Red and Blue, Fire, Leaf, Green. Like, there's even Pokemon games that we haven't even looked at that have crazy quotes. So let me know in the comments down below what your favorite weird Pokemon quotes are, because there are tons out there. I'm sure there's a lot of them that I've never even heard of, because I haven't talked to every single NPC in the Pokemon game universe. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new. I will see you guys next time, and bye-bye.